LoreWarrior Online, TSH-7S Tai Sho. Overview. For 10 years, the Draconis Combine has possessed the C3 computer system, a technological marvel designed to coordinate Lance and company actions. Despite the best efforts of the DCMS, however, the system has rarely been used. The Draconis Combine has historically lacked machines that incorporate this C3 technology, and most Combine mech warriors are resistant to change. Many are particularly loath to abandon the samurai tradition of single combat and combine fire on a single target, a tactic that the C3 system encourages. However, the spectacular success of this system in Operation Bulldog against the Smoke Jaguars finally overcame the reservations of Combine warriors regarding this equipment. The deciding event seems to have occurred when Taisa Hohiro Kurita, heir to the Combine throne, led a C3-equipped company of the elite Genyosha Regiment against the 362nd Assault Cluster on Kiamba. There, in Hecate's Swamp, Hohiro's forces destroyed the Assault Cluster's command trinary. These events meant considerable profits for Independence Weaponry, as that manufacturer's two newest designs, the Tai Sho and the Shugenja, both incorporate C3 Master Systems. Capabilities. The Tai Sho was intended as the centerpiece of the C3 equipped company of 12 units. By designing it to carry two master computers, Independence Weaponry produced a mech that carries maximum armor protection for its size, as well as mounting impressive firepower, despite the tonnage lost to these systems. Twin extended range particle projector cannons, plus a Ultra Type 10 autocannon, purchased from the Free Worlds League, give the Tai Sho its devastating punch. Using a standard engine rather than an extra light model prolongs the mech's life on the field and cuts production costs considerably. Deployment. The first Tai Shos produced were slated for assignment to the 1st Genyosha, the regiment with the most C3 equipped units in the DCMS, and once they returned from their efforts to finish off the Smoke Jaguars in the deep periphery, units produced subsequently will be assigned to other DCMS regiments. To express their gratitude and to honour the heir of the dragon, Independence Weaponry planned to give Hohiro Kurita the first Tai Sho off the assembly lines. Whether he will trade his clan-manufactured Daiichi for the new mech remains to be seen. So this angular spud is a 85-tonner. Its chassis is the Star League XT. Its power plant is a standard 255 Strand, and its cruise speed is 32 and its max speed is 54 with no jump capability. Its armour is Duralex with ferrofibrous weave. Its armament is two best-named Lord's Light 2 extended range PPCs and its single Imperator 10 Ultra autocannon. It's manufactured by Independence Weaponry on Quentin. Its communication system is the Garrett T19G with dual C3 computers, and its targeting and tracking system is the Cat's Eye 5. Oh, you know what? You know, one of the things I like the most about these is the fact that when you get back to the Inner Sphere stuff, you get these wonderful names for the weapons. You get the fact that it's made on a particular location and a different manufacturer. So, manufactured by various. Primary factory is wherever. Targeting, communication system is the letter followed by number version 4. Like, boring. Give us Garrett's T19G. They've been working on it. This is the 19th iteration of the Garrett communication system. And Cat's Eyes 5. What a great targeting and tracking system name. Clanners, they could learn a lot. Anyway, the Tai Sho as a vehicle, stat-wise, is a bit of a slow boy, 85 ton. It walks 3 and runs 5, so not getting anywhere particularly quick, but it don't need to. It's supposed to coordinate the rest of the Lance and the company for combined fire on a single target, as it says. Armour-wise, it has 9 on the head, 41 on the CT, 13 on the rear, 27 on each side torso with 9 on the rear, and 28 on the arms and 36 on the legs, so it's more than capable of withstanding fire from the enemy that it's engaging. I think art-wise, the weapons are a bit cavernous looking. They probably could have done with being a little bit slimmed down in places, just to really make it look a little bit less silly and stuff, especially the location there of the Ultra 10. Just doesn't look like a cannon, it just looks like a big hole in the right torso for no particular reason. It looks less like, a big barrel cannon and more just like a big zit. But I think with a bit of slight refinement, I wouldn't really change much about the mech visually. I don't mind it. I actually quite like the rather unique head design and the way that it has all these angled sort of armor paneling, a bit like old lamellar armor of Japanese design, is, I'm guessing, is part of the inspiration for some parts of this mech. It looks quite nice. It also looks big and impressive, as an assault mech should appear, and the cockpit design is quite intimidating, I think, with the way the glass is set up and stuff. As I said, I'd trim the weapons down a little bit, not a huge amount, just enough to make them look a bit more, I don't know, less cartoonish. But yeah, each arm carries the ERPPC, each in the Ultra 10 in the right torso. The ammunition is also stored in the right torso, and it's protected by case, and the 2 C3 computers are located in the left torso. Obviously, it's a standard engine, so there's no fear there of you know, any unfortunate explosions from losing a side torso, so the case makes sense. Obviously, the right torso being lost is big bad news in the terms of one of the PPCs that's also going to go. So potentially the vehicle could lose, you know, 2/3 of its firepower in a particularly bad scenario. But I'm assuming if it's getting to that point, the fight's probably already going against you, or it's getting into its dying moments regardless. Still though, it's one of those freak die rolls that could result in the entire weapon system going up and losing a big chunk of your firepower pretty quickly. Yeah, 26 heat dissipation from 13 double heat sinks is pretty good. It doesn't cover all the heat that's going to be generated, I don't think. Factor in movement. 2 ERPPCs. No, they produce. No, they produce 15 heat. Yeah, so it can't fire both of its ERs in a turn, but it can fire one and its AC and run. So it can intersperse its fire like that at least. It's not too bad. Being an Ultra 10 technically means you can turn it into an AC 20 by double tapping if you take the risk with that. Not the worst. Yeah, it's not terrible. 20 rounds of fire if you're firing it single shot, or 10 rounds if you're doing it double each turn. Not bad. I don't dislike it. The Tai Sho, yeah, good little vehicle. Yeah, and it's a good like Kuritan specific mech. The kind of thing I could imagine popping up in certain locations. Maybe they've been salvaged, taken as something from the battlefield as a nice little trophy. Possibly something that could be bought on the black market. Although I still wonder about the logistics of how battlemechs are built and then somehow lost to be sold. But there'll be a way that happens, obviously. I guess like drop shipments. Oh no, it got hit by pirates or raiders, kind of thing, and gets diverted somewhere else to be sold. Who knows? But yeah, it's an interesting vehicle. I'm also assuming that I would imagine Independence Weaponry would probably sell a version of this that didn't have the 2 C3 computers in it. So I could imagine mech warriors in certain circles being able to gain access to one of these, with the 10 tons freed up from the 2 computers possibly being put in for more heat sinks or increased armor, something along those lines. I could see a merc company being able to buy one of these without that system, or paying the premium to have access to a very limited number of these things in the future, kind of thing. So yeah, not something that's exclusive to the Combine, but certainly something that isn't very common outside of it, let's say. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Can't think of much else to add. So yeah, thanks for listening, as always. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.